abrazo para esa para luchística que nos ven a través de Lucha Libre Global. Estamos en Facebook, YouTube e Instagram. Vamos a comenzar con los saluditos. Tenemos por aquí a Swipe, NSW, tenemos por aquí al Alucin Crow y tenemos como invitado para hoy The Natural Nick Sullivan. How you doing, my man?
Doing good. How are you today?
Very, very good. So people want to know, where are you from?
I'm from Syracuse, New York. That's where I currently reside. Sam, I'm from New
Okay.
York. Yep.
Okay. Nick Sullivan. Is that your real name, your wrestler name?
It's my real name and wrestling name.
Okay.
Yep.
Very,
Yep.
very cool. Sometimes people don't use their real names.
I know it's very it's very simple.
Yeah. Okay. How many years have you been a wrestler so far?
God, I want to say 8 years.
8 years. Okay.
Yep.
Heel or baby face?
It depends on the area and the crowd. A lot of times I like playing the heel character, but the tendency throughout the match, depending on how the dynamic goes, I end up just starting to get in cheered and starting to organically become a babyface.
Rudy Sepulveda 3 or 3 if you choose. But which one do you prefer? The one who
I
people
pre-
boo you or the people who clap their hands for you?
I prefer being a heel. And I know, like with this current day climate, I know, especially last year, I got some real good heel work going, especially with some of the fans. Got a couple fights, So, but I was doing my job, I got under their skin. I didn't have to do much either.
No, like I was saying, if you've never been booed, you better retire because you're not doing a good
Yep,
job.
you're not doing your job. Yep, correct.
Yeah. Okay, so far, have you won any title?
Yes, I'm currently right now the premier Canadian heavyweight champion. That's located in Ottawa, Quebec. That's for Premier
Okay.
Championship Wrestling. Yep.
Okay, Lucha Power Oficial, encuentra también por aquí. So when little children come to you and say, hey, I want a photograph, I want an autograph, I want to be just like you when I grow up, how do you feel?
So me personally, I'm really rewarded when it comes to people come up to me to ask me for whether, hey, how do I get into wrestling? And also for an autograph because I have a 5 year old at home, and when it comes to wrestling, I'm a bad guy. I like having kids look up to me. And it reminds me of like when I was growing up, I was a big fan of like guys like Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and Bret Hart, guys like that. So it obviously everyone's favorite John Cena. He's a number one kid friendly wrestler, and I feel like if I have kids come up to me, whether it be a heel or a baby face, and asking for my autograph, ask me for some tips and advice, I feel like I'm doing a service.
Okay. Do you belong to any wrestling company or are you an independent wrestler?
Independent worker as of right now, but obviously I got into pro wrestling to my goal was overall to get signed. I before pro wrestling, I did freestyle and Greco, wrestled in college, and when I transitioned into professional wrestling, my number one goal was to get signed. Like, and that's in my head all the time. So whenever I'm out there, um, I always visualize an audience and just the higher ups watching from every order, every avenue. So in my mindset, it's like do or die. Like for me, it's always give 120% and go above and beyond expectations and go all the way to the top.
Jim Vázquez de Puerto Rico, mañana tenemos una entrevista con ella. Do you have any, have you hurt your body so bad that you think about retirement?
No, so obviously before pro wrestling, I did amateur wrestling and had concussions, broken fingers, stuff like that. Um, in pro wrestling, though, I fractured my orbital bone, which actually I healed in 2 weeks. I ended up getting a really severe leg injury, got busted open a few times, but maybe take like a month, 2 months off, and then I'm going right back into the game. Like I said, I'm the type of person, and lucky my wife, she works at the hospital here in Syracuse, so she always checks my vitals, and she's the one I listen like, hey, you need to do this, do that. So whenever I go, I'm always good to go when it comes to health and wellness.
I really hope that you can go to different places because you look like a cool guy, cool kind of guy.
Thank you, thank you.
these interviews, people saw it on Chile, Panama, so many places around the world that maybe somebody can contact you. How can they do it using the social media?
Yep. So they can contact me via my Facebook, my profile page. Just type in Nick Sullivan or Nick the Natural Sullivan. Same thing with Instagram. Or you contact me through there and just shoot me a message and we could talk. We could talk business. And you know me, I'm the type of person. So I mainly wrestle in Canada and I do a lot of overseas wrestling. But I'm trying to divvy more back in the States. But my goal is to go back to, I know you and I talked about it, Puerto Rico, go back to Europe and do more of the international type of wrestling too as well.
Wrestling Valentino está con nosotros. How about Mexico?
I would like to divvy into that too. One of my good buddies who currently wrestles in Arizona, he wrestles in Mexico all the time. He tells me the wonders of that place. So that's definitely one place I'd love to check out too as well.
What is the name of that wrestler?
Um, Isaiah Johnson.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
So him and I started out together. We've been best friends ever since because he lived in Syracuse and he moved and he's like a little brother than me. Love the guy to death.
There are different kind of wrestling techniques, so it would be good to one day go to Mexico and learn some Mexican wrestling.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I remember God, back in the day watching DirecTV with my grandfather and seeing like CMLL and all that stuff. I'm like, yo, what is this? And seeing like Mystico and all these other guys, and I'm like, oh, I love it. And like growing up watching WCW, I always loved the cruiserweight division. Obviously, everyone's favorite was Ray. I always loved Juventud Guerrero, Psychosis. You know, I always loved that style. Obviously, my style is a lot different. It's freestyle Greg throwing guys around, but I do respect the lucha libre wrestling too. So it'll be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, Dark Venom Hell está con nosotros. They say that Puerto Rico and Mexico are the two meccas of wrestling. So I wish that someday you can come here to Puerto Rico and show everybody your skill in wrestling.
Oh God, I would love to. Like as I said before, I used to our freestyle and Greco travel team. We used to go to Puerto Rico every October for the Copa Sparta Wrestling Festival. So I've been to San Juan, Puerto Rico many of times. I would definitely love to go there for pro wrestling too.
But you gotta be a little bit careful in Puerto Rico because the food is so delicious.
Oh, I
You
know.
can,
Oh, I know. That's the best part. And it'll be a lot easier because in pro wrestling, like I don't have to cut weight, so I'm like, oh god, I can eat.
they're so delicious the food that people eat, and they say,
Yep, yep,
"Oh my God, I gotta go now to the gym."
yep.
But it's good. I really appreciate your time. Somebody want to contact you by the social media. Tell us how can they do it. So maybe you can go to places like Chile, Panama, Mexico, Puerto Rico. Tell us.
Oh yeah. As day before, just shoot me a Facebook request. Just type in Nick Sullivan, and it'll be under Nick the Natural Sullivan. Same thing as for Instagram at Nick the Natural Sullivan. And like I say, just shoot me a message. I'm a pretty easygoing guy, you know. And like I said before, like you and I started talking a few days ago, and I always try to support people, and I always love the support too as well because, you know, especially in today's society and in wrestling in general, it's pretty much cutthroat, and it's like I feel like there's no sympathy anymore. And it's like you have to be sympathetic towards people. You have to be kind at some point in your life, you know? I feel like good things come to people that are really genuine and care and try to help others.
The best part is that you always need to be humble.
Yes.
Throw away the egos, throw away the envies, always be humble, and that will get you every place you ever dream in your life.
Yep. So before let me so just really quick. So that's what I noticed in pro wrestling. I've noticed been a lot of locker rooms, been some big companies and some smaller venues, companies, and I've noticed dynamics of the locker rooms a lot different. How people interact, and me, I always like to listen and learn, and just follow and follow like the match concepts. But I notice like there's so many guys that either they don't want to take a move, don't want to lose, and it's like it's we're work, like I have, and again, I have a legitimate background, but again, too, It's a work, win, lose, or draw. Our goal is to put on a performance for the fans, make the promoters happy. I feel like you need to throw that ego outside the door. And like if we all have issues, then just throw us all in the cage. Let's all duke it out, But it's at the end of the day, we're putting on a show, and we just want to make everyone happy to come to the next show. And but as I say before, I feel like big issue is egos. Egos get in the way of a lot of people, and what can hinder a lot of people getting to the top of the mountain.
Like I always say, doesn't matter if you win or lose a match. The most important thing is how you dedicated work to that match. People don't
Yep,
need to see you win or lose. People just want to see how you act on a ring. And
exactly.
based on that you are humble, they say, I want this guy on my company.
Yep. And the amount of times I've had guys complain, and me personally, I don't care about losing. It's a win loser. I'm like, I just want to put on a good match and put on a show. But the amount of guys that really complain, I'm like, guys, shut up. Like we're working, and I feel like that's what's missing. But and then these big companies, whether it be Mexico, Puerto Rico, WWE, TNA, if they tell you to lose, we're gonna throw a fit. It's like obviously it's a lot different for like the upper tier guys, because they can say how they want the match concept to go, but for all of us that are working our way to the top, we excuse my language, but we have to eat shit sometimes and like it. And at the end of the day, we're gonna make it. But again, that's just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but that's all I feel.
No, you're right about that because all people are going to be watching interviews, all people are going to watching you in action, and you deserve the best of the best. Any message for all your fans around the world?
So I am Nick the Natural Sullivan. I am the voice of the voiceless. I am the 1% that exceeds expectations. And the one thing I do say is thank you for everyone for believing in me and for joining me on my journey. And like I said, just always shoot me a message if someone wants to talk or needs some advice or tips, or I'll reach out to somebody for tips and advice too. I always have an open ear, man. I always just love talking to people and just trying to help out where I can, and just you have to learn to be humble.
Yeah, Malamenico is here. I made the interview short because soon I will contact you again for a part two. So be
Perfect.
expecting that from me. Mi gente de Lucha Libre Global, estamos en Instagram, estamos también en YouTube y también en Facebook. Thank you, Nick. I'm going to
Thank
prepare this
you.
interview and tomorrow I'm going to give it to you. So be waiting for part two that is coming
Okay.
soon, very soon. Thank you for your time. I have from Puerto
Thank
Rico.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.